What's going on, everybody? This is Maximilian, and I apologize for the audio quality this time. It's not going to be the same as it was before, and let me tell you why. So, I was actually recording this commentary a few days ago, and I meant to get it up much earlier than this. I apologize for the long delay we've had between these episodes, but it just so happens that about halfway through or so of the recording, I got a message on my computer screen saying that my mix amp had been disconnected from my computer, my Astro A40 mix amp that I used to record my headset. I thought, well, that's peculiar because the power supply it's still on and it's still connected. There's no reason why this should ever pop up. So I disconnected it and reconnected my mix amp, and my computer would not recognize it, which was, I thought, this is bizarre. So I rebooted the computer and tried connecting it again, to no avail. And I tried connecting it to multiple other computers and could not get it to be recognized by a single one. So, I contacted Astro Gaming Support, and they said, you should probably ship it in for a warranty repair, and we'll ship you out a new unit, which is, it kind of sucks. Like, at least it's under warranty, which is kind of nice, but, at the same time, I haven't even had this thing for a month yet, and already my, my mix amp is defective. So, it's a bit disappointing, to say the least, because honestly, I didn't do anything wrong at all. I know for a fact I didn't do anything which would be considered overly strenuous on the mix amp. I didn't overload it. I didn't surge it. Nothing like that. It just literally stopped working for no reason whatsoever. So not even a month after getting my new Astro A40s with the mix amp dies. Sweet. So, I'm going to take care of that. It'll probably be a couple weeks or so before I can actually record with it again. So as a result, I'm going to have to go back to using my crappy internal webcam, and I'm sorry about that. But then again, you guys have been used to this for, oh gosh, however long it's been since I started my channel, for a little over a year now. So hopefully you guys can tolerate that and kind of bear with me on this. I am a little bit depressed because it was actually a pretty good commentary too. I enjoyed it. I thought it went really well. I thought it sounded really well, and it just all to waste. So, on top of it being late, we had a potentially pretty good commentary for a video that was just completely lost. So I'm a bit distraught, but nonetheless I'm going to try and get through it. There's really not a whole lot to this episode. It's just me taking far too long. That's what it amounts to actually beat Lieutenant Surge. Now I know he's not technically the first chronologically in Kanto, but he is right here. He's right for the taking. So I figured, what the heck? Let's go for it. Because really there's not a whole lot else to do in Kanto, and plus since we're doing the red pull I guess you want to call it, for the Kanto region, I figured, well, we gotta get another gym leader in here. I want to get a better feel of what kind of Pokemon I'm going to be wanting to get in my party when we do go to fight Red. So that way I actually do have some time to go out and find said Pokemon, raise them up a little bit, get my party to somewhat of an even level, and then work my way up from there. Now, judging by the little minions slash henchmen slash mini trainers, whatever you want to call them, people that are in this room before the gym leader, I thought, oh, okay, like, these guys have all Pokemon in, like, the mid-30s-ish. This should be a piece of cake, because, that would mean Lieutenant Surge has something of, like, maybe low 40s for his high-level Pokemon. And, I was very wrong on that. This was a lot more difficult than I'd initially anticipated. I did not give him very much credit at all, so it took me a bit more effort and time than I should have normally invested in this. But nonetheless, did manage to get through it without whining out. Got a badge, and one more gym leader down. So since we are going to be fighting a gym leader this episode, leave a comment for your red favorites in the comment box below. Calling it the box again, going back to old habits. Leave a comment below for the red team. If you want to vote for the same again, cool, but let's diversify it a little bit. Give me something interesting, but, not too interesting, because I really don't want to get something that's so out there that I'd have to glitch to get it. Like, let's not go for the Espeon route, because you all saw how long that took for me to do the happy grinding, I guess you want to call it that, for Umbreon. That takes forever. When you have no shortcut to do it, there's just not a whole lot you can do. And really, I don't want to invest that much time off screen because, number one, that takes a lot of time for me to do it, and seeing as how I'm enrolled full-time in college right now, I don't really have too much free time to dedicate to just strictly happy grinding in Espeon. And secondly, the more I have to happy grind / level grind or whatever off screen, the longer it takes for me to actually put out videos because I spend the majority of my time taking care of that as opposed to actually accomplishing something in the walkthrough and then recording that content. So I would try to avoid picking things that are a little bit too out there. Now I know like some of you are voting for Lapras, and I really, really hope that if you're voting with Lapras with the intention of me actually getting it, you're not just trolling on me here, because I mean that, you know, number one, that'd be kind of annoying. Secondly, I'm not entirely sure if you can get Lapras in this game. I can't remember off the top of my head if it's like one of those things where you're like, here's a Lapras. I'm pretty sure you can get it in this game in some form of a wild Pokemon or another. Now if that's the case, I got no problem with it. But if I have to glitch to get a Lapras, I'm just going to veto that decision and say I'm not going to do it. Now I am going to show you how to essentially Pokemon glitch in this game when we get a Celebi, because there's no other way to get Celebi in the game. So I'll walk you through how to do that. In theory, you can do it for any other Pokemon too. The problem with it is, though, is the amount of time it consumes is just absurd. Because the glitch itself isn't simple and fast-paced like the other ones we had in Red and Blue. There's a lot of time involved because not only does it involve breeding and hatching an egg, it also involves getting some very high-level Pokemon to actually initiate the process. So we have to not only worry about breeding later, but we have to level grind Pokemon up to a certain level, and it gets really, really tedious. Like, the amount of work you put into getting just one Pokemon out of that as a result is just completely, it's completely inefficient. It's just not worth it. So, I will do my best to meet the desires of what happens in the Elite Four poll. I will try my best to meet your demands, but I can't guarantee it because, well, the programmers got smart when they made Silver and Gold, and they decided to fix the glitches. I know, heaven forbid. So we can't cheat nearly as easily in this game. And considering the limited amount of time I have, we're going to try and keep this as simple as possible. But at the same time, I do want to keep it entertaining. So don't let that completely hinder you from making a decision or for voting in the Elite Four poll, but just keep that in the back of your mind. Like, there is somebody, like a human being actually behind the controllers who actually has to do all that work, and I can't just set it on autopilot and do it for me. Because I'm trying to keep this like a pure experience. I'm not using any GameShark codes or anything, no emulator cheats. This is just me playing it as though it were on a Game Boy. So, very straightforward. Now, Lieutenant Surge. As soon as I saw that level 44 Raichu, I thought, oh crap, I am nowhere near prepared for this. Because immediately it kind of struck me that, okay, if he's throwing out a level 44 Pokemon first, that means his high-level Pokemon's got to be somewhere in the upper 40s, which really, really sucks. Because I did not bring a team that was prepared for this at all. I was kind of hoping to maybe level grind Gyarados and Xatu a bit, and I know this is, in theory, the absolute worst gym for this, because the typecasting is just, it's really bad in my favor, but, like, I thought at least give it a shot. I'll bring in some high-level Pokemon for the Elite Four party, and, you know, throw them in for support, and we'll be good. And, yeah, didn't work out so well. Because pretty much every single Pokemon on Surge's party knows Thunder, and for whatever reason, he was just hitting with ridiculous accuracy on that. Like, from what I remember, when I was using Thunder in Red and Blue, it would hit like maybe 1 out of 2 times. Now, I know in theory the accuracy is better than that, it's something like 70%, but he was just nailing me with Thunder all day, and it just got really, really old. Fortunately, I did manage to escape the battle by the skin of my teeth, mostly leaning heavily on Umbreon and getting him to do the job for me. Nonetheless, I did want to do a little bit better, especially as far as level grinding my Pokemon goes for this battle. So I'm going to try to be a bit more conscious about this before I actually go into it, because this one was just kind of like nonchalant, like, well, let's record a video of Fight Lieutenant Surge kind of thing, and I just literally grabbed a bunch of random Pokemon out of my box and said, okay, let's go for it. Didn't really give that much forethought. So, I'm going to pay a bit more attention next time. I'm going to try to be a bit more prepared for this next one. Now, I'm not entirely sure which one I'm going to do next. I guess in theory I could go all the way to Pewter, because Rock Tunnel is right there. It wouldn't be too difficult to do. But Cerulean is just to the north. I guess I could go all the way back to Brock, but I mean, something kind of tells me, you know, we should probably go fight Misty next. I think I'll probably end up going to fight Misty. But first I want to get a feel for what kind of Pokemon we're going to need. I may just spend a couple of episodes just looking for stuff that we need for the Elite Four Pull, maybe finding a couple of interesting Pokemon in Kanto, maybe goofing around in Johto if enough of you request the legendary beastie doggy thingies, whatever they're called. You know what I'm talking about. Yeah. And Taste Suicune Raikou. Now that we have Master Balls, we can actually do that. Yeah! And it always seems that whenever you're actively tracking them down, they're impossible to find. You just gotta go in with the right mentality. You have to, like, kind of psych the game out and pretend like, okay, I'm not really looking for these guys, and eventually they'll pop up. Like, if you're going in there bound and determined to just catch one at any cost, you're just never gonna run into it, because it's just the way Silver works. Which, I mean, it's just the way pretty much any game works. At least it feels that way. I know in theory it's not, but it's just this mental trickery. It drives me nuts. So, I'm not sure. That's another comment you guys could leave below. Let me know what you'd like me to do in the next episode. Do you want me to go straight to a gym? Or do you want me to go like, what would be the word? I don't want to say shopping. I don't know why that was the first word that came to my mind, because we're not really buying stuff. I guess it's more like on an expedition. We're going hunting. We're going hunting for wild Pokemon. We're going to catch them on our little plasticky digital ball thingies. Yeah. So let me know what you'd rather have me do. Let me know if you'd rather have me go fight Misty, or just go off and catch some cool Pokemon. But for now, that's all I've got in this episode. Thanks for being patient with me, guys. I really appreciate it. Hopefully this whole mic issue isn't too big of a deal. I'm going to try and get that taken care of as soon as possible, but I am incredibly busy right now, seeing as how it is the midterms time of year, which means there's all kinds of crap due every single day. There's nothing you can do about it. So, yeah, that's where I'm at right now. Thanks for watching, guys. Always a pleasure posting a video. I'm going to try and put out another Duels of the Planeswalkers soon, but of course that's going to have to wait for my headset to come out. So, stay tuned for more videos. Until then, see you then.